All right, race fans, Ryan Aho here from the One to Go Show, bringing you a special episode from one of our great sponsors, Daytona One Performance Lubricants. Got, of course, the founder of the company, got one of the, I guess, the right-hand man who's getting this product out to a bunch of people, a bunch of racers. We got two drivers here that are using a lot of these products. So this episode is going to be to inform people on what these products are for, how it can help your race program, and how it can help the longevity of our sport altogether. So I know Chad the best. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Chad. Chad, thanks for putting this together. It's great to get information out to the racers so they know what's going on. Tell folks a little bit about yourself, and then if you want to introduce the man of the hour, Buck, here, that would be great.
Right on. My name is Chad Muller, and I am the regional wrap dealer for Daytona One in the Midwest region. And I ended up starting to work with these products just off of chance, and I was fortunate enough to be able to call down there and talk to Buck personally, and a couple of phone conversations, and here we are. But Buck, the owner and founder, and he's kind of the pilot of the whole operation here, and he got us on the right track, and everything worked out where we ended up being a dealer. So Buck is a pretty phenomenal guy.
So Buck, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, your background. I mean, you got a storied career in lubricants all by itself. So talk a little bit about that, and tell everybody why you know a little bit more about this topic than the rest of us on here.
Well, I wouldn't say that I know a lot about a lot more than y'all do, because y'all are up there working with these products on a daily basis. But yeah, we've been in the industry for about 35, 40 years. I've been in chemical business most all of my life. But we used to own a company called X1R, and I sold it about 20 years ago. And we started this company about 12 years ago, just to finish some of the things that I wanted to do. And so our goal is to make the finest products that we can make, the best products in the world as far as we're concerned, and that's our goal. So we make lubricants and chemicals. We have a full line of engine treatments. We're known for our engine treatment and our spray lubes and some of the other products that people really enjoy using. But our fully formulated motor oils, our gear oils, our 3060 gear oils. We have a lot of products that we could talk about. But today, the tire treatments are what we were trying to tell people about. And we started trying to build these about 6 or so years ago, maybe a little bit more. But we wanted to make these products where they were environmentally friendly, where they not, well, first off, they have to work. They have to be great products. But we didn't want a product that was similar to what's on the market. And they smelled, they stunk, they were dangerous for you. There was just too many things that I didn't want to be involved in. Historically, I did jump over. We do make and did make products for NASA and Lockheed and some of those people a long time ago. We made them a biodegradable, non-toxic product that got them out of some trouble with some issues they were having. And I was lucky enough that they actually inducted me into the NASA Space Technology Hall of Fame for doing that. And so we've got a little reputation about being environmentally friendly and building those type of products. So, but getting back to the tire treatments, we feel that we've designed a program that will actually give life back to a tire, and we can take an older tire and make it have the feel of a new tire. So what our goal is today is just to keep making those products. All of our products, we want to make them better and better and better if we can. But these products that we have right today, we've come out with we have a Grip Bite Blue, Grip Bite Green, Grip Bite Aqua, Grip Bite Black, and that is used in the Daytona One Gen X series and late model series, and we're excited about those. We're excited about working with all the guys. Chad and Chris and the whole gang are just great guys to work with, and you are too. And so yeah, we appreciate the opportunity to just tell people about the products.
Absolutely. And, we got a couple drivers on here that have been using these. Now, there's a stigma. Anything that you put on a tire, there's a stigma. People are like, oh man, you can't do anything to tires, right? We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But in the Daytona 1 Gen X series, they can use whatever product they want. They have to run a used tire, and then they can use whatever product they want to enhance those tires. So whoever wants to go first, Chris, maybe I'll have you go first. You've probably been working with it longer. Introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your background in racing and the fact that you're using this product, and talk a little bit about how it's working for you.
Yeah, my name's Chris Wilkie. Been involved in racing pretty much my whole life. My uncles and my dad, and helping out fellow racers, Jerry Predall, Corey Nelson. Went to work with a couple of ASA team out of Minnesota, and then from there went to Trans Am. Decided to come back home, jump in a seat myself, and ran a micro for about 5-6 years, and then jumped into late model. And as far as the Daytona 1 products, I can't say enough about it for how good it works. I mean, the lubricants are top notch. It's cut our heat down in the motor, freed up some horsepower. The tire conditioner is phenomenal. The one thing I can say, and I'm making a bold statement here, is ever since we started using the tire conditioners, we haven't lost a race after a caution due to tires sealing up. That's huge. Not only that, the conditioners prolong the life of the tire. We've been running our tires, I would say 3 to 4 times, sometimes back to back. We've won races on tires that have 3 seconds left of tread on it. We've run races with 3-year-old tires that have been sitting for a while, and we cut and groove and sipe and do the conditioners. The biggest thing I can say about conditioner versus a tire dope is the tire conditioner, like I said, prolongs a tire. When you start using tire softener is when it degrades the tire. And after they run it for one night, they're finding out that they can't run it again because the tire is completely junk. We're running these things 2 or 3, 4 times after we've done it. So to me, it's not a tire dope. It's more of a tire conditioner, new tire technology that a lot of these people need to get their hands on and start wrapping their heads around and understanding what the products are. And that's what we're here for today. So.
Thank you for that, Chris. And I got a question for you before we jump over to Brad here. We've seen people on the internet, we bring up the product and there's people like, oh man, it takes so many hours. I mean, you're going to have so much time involved in this deal. Once you get your tires cleaned, right? Let's just say with a general pressure washer, no conditioner, just clean them, spray them down, and then grind them. From that point forward, how long does it actually take you to go through this whole process?
To do one, like after you have everything completely done to the tire, like your grooving, siping, washing, all that stuff, just to apply the conditioner, it takes you, I bet maybe 10, 15 seconds once you get it down. Because you just put it on a roller is all you do, like on a foam roller. And for our late model tires, we're finding out it's 4 ounces per tire. And once you get used to it, you can put the roller on there and just rotate your tire, get it all saturated, wrap it, done. Lay them down. That's it.
So when people are online saying, oh man, if I got to spend all that time prepping these tires, they probably don't know what this product's all about. Would you agree?
Right. And we do have some videos out there that we need to start sharing on Facebook and everything on the process and everything from start to finish. With us in our series, of course, it takes a little bit longer because we can groove, sipe, grind. That takes time, obviously. But like you say, and any racer that cleans their tires, it don't take any longer to clean your tire by using the Aqua. It's no different than using Simple Green as far as the process of doing it. You just spray it on, let it sit for 5 minutes, spray it off, you're done. Let it dry. On a hot day, it don't take very long for tires to dry, so you can get it on them, within an hour or so to start prepping them. So, it don't take that much longer. And I tell you, anybody knows that races are won in the shop versus at the racetrack. And that's what we do here. You know, I'd rather be late to the racetrack doing stuff here, getting the car ready, than going to the racetrack and hurrying and busting your ass. And then you forget something and something falls off, breaks, whatever. Then you're screwed for the night.
Well, and we're not all skinny like Brad, so we want to work in air conditioning, not 95-degree weather either. So there is that, right? So,
Right.
Brad, you're having a pretty big year. So Chris already parking in Victory Lane as well. But Brad, tell them a little bit about yourself. First of all, how many wins you got this year? You got a bunch.
I got 6 so far. Yep.
You drove by Moss in one of them, right?
I did. Yeah.
I got to be honest, that's music to my ears. He's my old rival. So when you drive by the old Diamond Dave there, that's kind of pretty good. So talk a little bit about your racing career, your experience with the tire conditioning products they have to offer.
Yeah. So I started working with a lot of the Daytona 1 products this year. Pretty much front to back of the car. You know, we got their engine oil treatment, their transmission fluid, the rear end fluid. And yeah, I've been working a lot with the tire product too. Like Chris said, I can't say enough about it. I just, using the Aqua to cleaner, my biggest thing, my selling point on it, you know, I got a hot water pressure washer, wash the tires off, get them completely black, spray the Aqua on, let it sit for 5 minutes. And then when you go to spray it off again, that the water that you sprayed it off with is just coming out like dirty water. So it's getting in there, it's cleaning the tires really good. And like Chris said, just 2 nights ago, we had a kind of a late race caution. I was kind of unsure what the tires were going to do driving into turn 1. I drove it in the turn 1. And it was better than before after that caution. So that was my selling point right there.
Yeah, so you're saying that everybody racing against you for sure needs to be on that because you're already whooping them. So they need to kind of get on the same page here, right? So,
well, I don't know.
I do gotta say something. The only reason why he won last night because his push button for the starter kicked the starter in and it kept it engaged. And he didn't have an extra push button, so I gave him one of mine.
Oh, a little team assist right there. All right.
Yeah.
So you get half the check then, right? He
5.5 wins is all he's got.
All right, 5.5. You got 1.5. Fair enough. You're catching up. So one thing that I raced for a long time, and I thought I understood tires a little bit better than I did. And so, can you explain a little bit about the mold, the process, right? The release agent that they use in the tires. You know, I'll have either Buck or Chad. Either one of you can kind of talk about that. You know, the tires when they come out, they kind of have a sealant over the top. They're kind of sealed up. Talk a little bit about some of the stuff used in the mold that needs to be taken out of the tire.
Well, I guess I can help a little bit there. When during the manufacturing, clearly these are metal molds, and when they have to spray that mold many times by hand, and when they spray it by hand, they can get heavy wax. Basically, all of this is a wax, and that wax basically has to be sprayed really, really in every area. If not, it'll just stick to the mold. So if a guy wants to make his job easier, he's going to lay it to it. And then, so when that tire comes out, it's got all that in it. And then they'll spray it in it and they'll put some more rubber and make another tire. So that from when you get that tire at the house, depending on its age, it really depends on, and how much the guy that was spraying the mold that day, it really depends on how that tire is going to react. And so we find that mold release seems to never go away. It seems to just go down and down and down into the tire. And I guess that's, I would imagine that's from people grinding and doing whatever they do, just pushing it on down into the tire. So what we do is we've designed a process basically to go down in there, release that wax and that oily substance that's in it, put it into a suspension and keep it in the suspension until you hit it with the water and wash it away. So that's the product is designed to do everything. All you have to do is make sure you give it the water to take it away from the tire. And Brad, just like you say, when you wash those tires, even after you pressure wash it, you see a bunch of gunk still come out of it. You know, And that's what we and that's what our goal was in the very beginning, because we want that tire to open up. It's almost like it blooms, and anybody that uses the products, after you let that the tire dry, after you get done cleaning it with the aqua and you reach down and touch it, you want to go racing right then, because that thing, the tire will almost grab you. It's just got so much good feel, even if it's a 2 or 3 year old tire. So I guess that's basically just tell you how the aqua itself works. And once you let it dry thoroughly, it accepts the prep that you want to put on it very readily, but it needs to be very dry. But it acts sort of like the sponge that's on the sink. It's been there for 2 or 3 days, and it just sucked the product in there, just like that sponge will suck the water up. So gives you a little bit of idea. And when it goes down in there and it gets down in there deep, the elastomers and plasticizers that we put back in the tire is part of the process of a tire originally. So what we're trying to do is give life back to the tire. We're giving you grip and bite and life. I think
absolutely. And what I kind of relate it to is, if any of y'all bake, I know all of us have eaten baked goods, right? But some of us maybe have been in the kitchen, right? So like when you bake, I don't know, muffins or whatever, you kind of have to put some Pam cooking spray or whatever in the whatever you call it there, the tray. That's kind of Brenda takes care of this side, so I don't even know the name. I eat them, right? But you put that in there and you sprinkle some flour in there, right? You know, so that way the muffins, everything come out. Well, you don't really like the taste of all the flour on the outside of the muffins, right? You kind of wipe that crap off before you eat it. Well, the tires are the same way. You know, the tires will stick to the mold if there's not a release agent in there to help it fall out of the mold when it's done. And if it's a Friday and people are like, hey, I want to get out of work, I want to leave, they're going to spray a bunch of that crap in there because it's easier for them to do their job. And every racer knows you can have 10 Hoosier tires, and it's not just Hoosier, it could be all manufacturers, but they kind of have the same process where they could all be different depending on how much of that release agent they spray in the mold. And there's a lot to it. So not every tire is created equal. This product is designed to equalize the tires by getting all that gunk out of there and only having the material in the tires that was designed to be there. Is that correct, Buck?
Yeah, and actually in one of the videos that Chad and Chris did, you can go back and see when they clean the durometer across the tire before they clean it, and the durometer after the tire, and you'll see before that. Let's say it's a 58 or 50 to a 52, you'd have areas that would jump up to a 58 to a 60 in those areas. But after they cleaned it, it seems like it just levels it out. So I'm thinking that there's just basically heavier areas and harder spots. Somehow the product just allows the tire to even out. That's what we found so much. And instead of having a 60 and a 52, a lot of times you get more into the 53, 54 range, and the whole tire. And when you have a tire that's more consistent, it's just going to do better.
Absolutely. So this is a question for Brad and for Chris. Either one of you can take this, but I look at the cost of tires now, and I look at what the cost of tires is in like UMP area. What do you guys, I mean, you guys have to buy used tires. Do you know what the cost of a brand new Wissota late model Hoosier is right now?
They're gonna be close to $200, aren't they?
They're close to that. I don't know exactly the number. I do know this, in the UMP area where I'm at, the modified tire is $200, and it's like $250 out the door for a late model tire. On a regular given night at your tracks, what does it pay to win?
Brad would know more than me.
I think I-94 is 450 to win. Madison was 350 to win, I think.
Yep.
So in between 350 and 450, similar to a super stock, a Midwest mod, somewhere in that range. Now,
Yep.
If you had to buy tires even at $200 a pop, right? Let's say they didn't have, I know USRA late models, you can run new rubber, right? So you guys, that's a good rule that you cannot. I like that rule a lot. Now, if you had to put on new tires every night to compete, how long would you be racing?
Not
Not
very
long.
long.
See, that's the whole point of this product, right? There's a difference. There's a huge variance between the haves and the have-nots. And this is no knock against people that have bigger sponsors, bigger pocketbooks. That's great, right? But them are a lot of times the people going, oh man, we don't need tire conditioner. We don't need tire treatment. We don't need any of that. Well, they got brand new tires every night. Money's no object. It's the folks that don't have that kind of budget that are going, well, heck, I can't compete with that guy. They got brand new tires on every night. Do you feel that the products, not just the cleaner, the aqua, but the other three products is a tool that racers can use to even the playing field as far as tires go?
Oh, absolutely. I do.
Yep, absolutely.
So what is your thoughts on the stigma, right? And you, I know, Chris, you touched on it. Huge difference between tire softener and then tire treatment. Totally different deal, right? How long did it take you personally to get that stigma out of your mind of, man, I don't know if I'm going to be monkeying with tires. I don't like doing that kind of stuff because it's been beating our heads for so long that people are like, how long did it take you to get rid of that stigma?
For me, I'm pretty much open-minded to begin with, which is good and bad sometimes, but I don't have a problem trying something if it's going to save you money. And we tried it, and of course you're skeptical at first because you don't know the product and you don't know until you try it either. Once we tried it and I saw what the aqua did, and then I saw what the tire conditioners do, the green, blue, and black. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer after you see it and after you use it, and especially after a race when you come in and you get done beating the crap out of your tires and you go and look at them, it's like, holy crap, them things they wear so even, so nice. You're getting more of a patch on the track too by using it. So you're using more of your tire and you're slipping less. So you're not taking more of the tire away. And, once you start seeing that and figuring it out, it don't take long to understand, hey, this is a great product. We need to be doing this, that's just my opinion. Like I said, it didn't take very long for me to say, yeah, let's keep doing it. So
which one of the products do you use? I know you use aqua to clean them. Which of the other three products do you personally use on a regular basis?
Since we got time and since Chad does a lot of the tire stuff, we like using the blue because the blue seems to last a lot longer. It's a 4-day set, but I shouldn't say once, but it lasts longer. It has more time to get into the tire. And the green, we do use that every now and then when we're short on time. And of course, the black, I think, is 8 hours, right, Buck? And then you can go racing with it somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's designed for that guy that wants to start working on his car on Friday and race on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I highly recommend if you got the time, do the blue. But that's what the green and the black are there for too, because life gets busy. It just does. And a lot of teams don't have extra guys to do some of the work with them, so they have to resort to the black or the green, which is fine. It still works, but the blue to me is the best way to go.
Brad, how about you? Which one are you using?
Right now I'm using the green. But kind of back to where Chris was going, Madison, I used to run a lot of 55 series tires on the right rear, and that I could get by with black on, and that 55 is a harder rubber. To me, I think it worked a lot better in that black dirt. Madison was pretty abrasive, and it seemed like a 30 wouldn't hang in there kind of at the end of the race. So that's kind of when I started using a 55, and then Chad came up to me with this product and said, hey, I think we can get a 55 to perform like a 30 and still be there at the end of the race. And I've been doing a lot of that. And like I said, I use black on those 55s.
Okay. So as far as tire, we're not going to call this tire dope, but there's a lot of tire dopes out there that people are using, to soften tires. But I'm not sure if you guys are aware that WISSOTA's only had one person in the history of WISSOTA ever use tire softener. I laughed when I heard that too. So there's one person that I know of got caught but I personally know several people that have experimented and tried, and it's out there. People are trying to prolong the use of their tires. They're trying to get more performance. Why this product, Buck? Why, when you look at, all the different, I'm not going to name the other companies, but there's other tire type stuff out there that people have tried. What makes this product far and above the better option?
Well, first of all, you guys probably know more of the companies that make these products than I ever did, because I never look at it. I've never looked at those products. In the beginning, I talked to people about them, and then I also talked to a lot of the go-karters originally about, what do you want to see? What do you want your tire to do? And every person says the same thing. I want to get grip and bite. That's the name. That's where the name came from. But I want it to last longer. I want my tire to last longer. And so when we designed these products, those were the things that we had in mind. Like, when you use elastomers and use plasticizers, and you can actually get them to go back and get, and we don't go back into the basis and down deep into the rubber. We just get into the part where it's needed for the time. And to be able to show without a shadow of a doubt, and these guys will tell you, we do give grip, and we do give bite, and we do give longevity, and we do make the tire basically perform at a similar to a new tire attitude. And now, is it going to be the same as a new tire? Almost never. But if it's close and it saves the guy a lot of money, if you can treat a tire for $10, and you can actually be competitive. That was our goal, and that's what these products do. And I really wish the stigma wasn't out there. I mean, I really wish that we could get some of the people to actually look at these products, because those products originally that were out there, and they're still out there. You don't want to get a pregnant woman or a small child around them, because they're very dangerous. And so our products don't smell, they don't stink. You'll never smell any of that harshness or anything. I don't know if any of you guys have ever walked into a go-kart trailer, but you have to back out sometimes because your eyes will be watering. So those were the things that we had in mind when we started making these products, and that's what we feel that we've been able to accomplish. We're still working daily. We've got some new ideas, some new products, and believe it or not, guys, next week or the week after that, we're going to be testing these products on monster trucks.
Nice.
I got a phone call from the guys over the weekend, last weekend. He says, "Can you give us any more traction?" And I says, "Well," and then we started talking about it. We're going through the whole process, and we will be practicing trying these products on some monster trucks. So I'll be sending some pictures whenever we get there, because that's going to be cool, just to deal with a tire that's bigger than me or two or three of us put together. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot more product for those tires than what you need for the oval track tires. That's for sure. You hit the nail on the head. Something you said just kind of resonated with me. Every racer out there, all of us, right? We're like, I want more grip. I for sure need more grip. I need that thing to hook up. I need it to hook up right away. I need it to not fade. Like Chris said, after a yellow, I don't want it to seal over. So the grip, the performance I got to have that. But I also want a tire, right, that's going to last more than 1 or 2 nights, because there's no way. Weekly racing is not sustainable if people got to put on new tires every night or every 2 nights. It's just not a thing. That can't happen. So these products, I should say, help the tire grip better, but also help the tire last longer. That's a win-win. That is absolutely what the sport needs, because it's not just tires, guys. Everything, the cost of everything is skyrocketing, right? So if we can take a piece of it, and kind of the big piece that people have to use every single week, and reduce the cost, that the amount of money people have to spend on that part of their car, that allows them to keep going longer. So I think it's a great thing. A lot of people need to look closer at. Brad, were you going to say something up there?
No, nope. I don't think so.
I kind of move. I didn't know if you wanted to say something. Buck, how long ago did these products get developed for the dirt track world?
Oh gosh, it's been about 6 or so years, maybe a little bit longer. I've been working on it longer. But yeah, we started testing it. I think Chris and Chad have been using them for a little over 3 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
And then,
3 to 4 years.
Yeah, and so it's been quite a while. We've actually done a lot of work. We've actually altered them, because being able to work directly with Chris and with Chad, I got a lot of feedback as to what can we do better. And what we did find, that a tire that doesn't spin, that gets grip, doesn't wear out. And that's pretty cool. So if you get more grip, more bite, the tire lasts longer. So and then by being able to adjust it, by working with the guys and making it better and better. And and Chad will tell you, we're working daily about making some new products. We're excited about some of the things that are coming out. But I really would love to see it opened up just a little bit more. I mean, I realize that the tracks need to get monies back from the tire sales, and they have to pay their bills just like everybody else has to pay theirs. But I really feel if we can allow the racers to race where it doesn't cost an arm and a leg every week, then you'll have more racers out there, and especially if they can be competitive. That's, nobody wants to go out there and run in the back. But if you can go out there and actually take a 15th place car and run it up to 10th place and actually be competitive, that's not a bad deal. Or a 10th place car and take it up towards the front, that's not a bad deal. I mean, everybody can't afford that high dollar race car. Then that's why I really think the Daytona 1 Gen X series is just a great series. It's a great series for people to actually go through the steps and get up to that series, because it's a good looking car and it goes fast. Or when the guys get through running and don't want to spend that huge fun, all that money, every week, and they want to come down and race and still be competitive, they can run that series. So that's why we're really excited about running. And there's not a stigma in this series. That's what's sort of cool. Everybody's on the same page and everybody can use products. So it allows us just to do better and better and better. And y'all have to forgive me, because I'll just keep on talking. Somebody better stop me.
And so when he's talking about the series, Chad, why don't you talk a little bit about the series? So the Gen X late model series, talk a little bit about the tracks and what Buck's doing for the racers.
Right on. Well, so the Gen X late model, the Daytona 1 Gen X late model, is a affordable class. We run in Casino Speedway in Watertown, Madison Speedway. We just got done running in Fiesta City, and then also full time at Fergus. And with the rules package that we have, the shock packages are not the high dollar, shock packages. You're going to spend a couple $100 on shocks. With the used tires, we can cut in reused tires. And of course that helps us with the Daytona 1 products. They open it up. The best way to not have to worry about teching rules is not have rules. And when you have less rules, it gets to be more cost effective. So with the tire rule, it's got to be 630 seconds, and you can do whatever you want with them. Cut them, grind them, sipe them. And if you want to use a tire dope, more power to you, which they did at first, and they found out that their tires were junk, and they would only go for about 3 laps. So this series is for the guys that can't afford to spend 6 figures on their racing program, and it is a competitive car. It runs just like a regular late model, or what we would want to say is a bigger late model, but at a fraction of the cost. So they've done a really good job of, it's a relatively new class, so they've done a good job to make racing affordable for guys to get into. And that's been the fun part about this whole deal. And it's a good fit for us at Daytona 1, because all of our products are legal in this series. And then of course with Daytona 1 and Buck himself, being a huge supporter of the class, he put up a point fund for this class for the guys to run for. And this is the first time that they've had the ability to do that. So the stigma of, well, they're going to drop the class next year and this, that, and everything else. We have the support of Daytona 1, and the guys have really been able to open their eyes. And now we got guys that are actually to point race, and things are getting very competitive, especially now that the points are tightening up and stuff like that. So guys are really taken to it, and I think it's something that is good for racing.
Brad, you gonna let Croninger take that deal, or did you take the lead yet in that, or what?
No, I haven't. I think I'm sitting third. Yeah, he just races a lot. He's got a good show. He's making a lot of shows. Him and Jarrett both. I think they got maybe 2-3 more shows than I do. So
you gonna have a little something for them? Go out their trailer door shut or something so they miss it.
yeah, might have
There's always ways to do this. You know what I find interesting, guys, is the series as a whole, right? The Gen X late model series. It's at primarily 3 tracks, but there's a 4th that runs a few shows. The concept, if I'm not mistaken, is to have a class that brings the cost of racing down. And then they allow a product or the product line from Daytona 1 Performance Lubricants, which even helps with that same concept. It ties in together. So in my mind, I'm thinking, why are these other series not looking at this seriously, going, this can help racing, the longevity of the sport, keep money in the pockets of racers. Buck hit on it, though. A lot of the point funds are kind of paid for from tire sales, which that's a topic for another day. I wish that wasn't the case. Right. I think they got to find money in other areas, but I think it's just a great product. I personally am working with a couple guys that have been using the product as well. And one of them has 3 wins and a pair of seconds on the year in like 7 nights. So he's been pretty solid, very happy with the product. How do they find these products?
Well, they can go to Daytona1.com, and get a hold of them down in Florida there. Or if you're up here in the Midwest, you can, give me a call. My number is 507-828-3536. And any questions that you might have, we'd be more than happy to take care of you. We also have dealers, Dirt Track Supply in Watertown, South Dakota, Ron and Trevor. They are a dealer for us. And then also Tennis Racing Equipment up there in Alexandria is also a dealer for us. So we would love for everybody to, step in and go to our dealers and stuff like that. But if you have some questions that you want answered or whatever, myself and of course the guys down in Florida, they'd be happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Awesome. So Buck, I'm going to let you wrap it up. Any closing thoughts that you want to share before we jump off here?
Well, no, I'm just well, the phone just fell. I'm just doing we're proud to be a part of this, and we're proud of everybody that's working with us. And we just want to say, everybody, thank you to everybody. It's been great. We hope to be able to do this for a long time. And if everything goes well, we will. But what we do need is the support from everybody, and we appreciate everybody. Our advertising basically goes right. All of our money goes back into the racers, and because we know that's what's going to grow our sport and grow our business as well. So that's what we're trying to do is put the money back to where it can do some good to the guys that are out there that are being great for us. So we just want to say thank you to everybody, and we appreciate it.
Well, we certainly appreciate you, and we appreciate the products you have, because we all want to see racing go a lot further down the road than just the next couple of years. So for Ryan Aho, Buck, Chad, Brad, and Chris, we're signing off here. Stay tuned to the One to Go show. Get a hold of Chad. Wear out his phone. He's driving all day anyway. So wear him out, call him up, get as many questions as you can answered. And if there's a few people that are like, hey, we want to see this process done, would you be willing to maybe set something up with specific drivers to go right to their shop and show them some of these products?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said, the best thing about this whole thing is knowledge is key. So if you can inform everybody and show them the proper ways to use the products, that's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. So thanks again, everybody, for coming on. Get a hold of Chad, of course, and Buck. Thank you for all you do. Daytona
Thank you.
One Performance Lubricants. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.